Do you have a veteran in your life?
Today we have selected our favorite fabrics to honor those who have served. Hi, it's Fran Morgan.
And it's Charity with Fabric Cafe.
Now, you're probably noticing that Charity is a new face around here, but I have to say, I've been good friends with Charity and a creative cohort with her for quite some time. She is a very good quilter and just crafter all around, so she's got some great ideas.
I love being a part of the Fabric Cafe family and getting my hands deep into quilting and all these beautiful fabrics and stories.
And she's got great ideas. So you guys keep watching our channel. Make sure you subscribe so that you can see some of these great ideas. Now, let's get to our show. We have asked you to send in stories and pictures of the veterans in your life.
And we're going to share these stories and all of these wonderful, beautiful kits and fabrics today.
So let's jump in and look at our first one. Now this is our Valor pattern, which is really a perfect pattern to honor our veterans. It is from our patriotic book, and it's a super fast one, and it has some really great characteristics, which I want to point out. First, we have a nice big block here that is bordered with our number 3 fabric, and the red is here that's really going to show off a great focus print, which is great. Then we have this really interesting block as an alternate block that's going to tie these together and give us just a little touch there in the middle. So let's put it on the table and check out the fabric we have. So we have our Valor quilt on the table here, and I just love it, and we have some great fabric. And is this not perfect, Charity, to go?
I love it as a focus fabric. I really love the way the red comes through the stars and the patterns, the way they overlap. It's so visually interesting.
It really is. And what's really cool about it is it's a non-directional fabric, even though you look at it and you're going, wait a minute, is that directional? But it's not.
And it's so great for a square like this. It makes it even faster to put a non-directional fabric in there.
Oh my gosh, yes. So we're going to have this fabric right here where you see the red, and it's going to go on the border. So it's going to give you lots of visual interest. Now what I like about this too is it's a very warm coloring.
Yes.
It's got that beige in the background, so it's really nice. And our number 2 fabric picks that up so well. So this has a really nice texture to it. It's going to go everywhere the white and blue is that you see on this, so that our number 3, which is a great kind of a navy texture, is going to pop. So that blue navy is going to go on the border here, on these alternate squares here, and just a little touch on the binding.
That is going to be so striking.
Striking. I love the contrast.
It's going to pop so well with these colors.
It really, really is. And you can see for yourself how just striking it is. But the really cool thing is they're very warm colors. They're not cool colors. So it's going to really help with that comfort that we want from a quilt.
Yes.
All right. Now we invited our viewers to submit some stories.
Yes.
On their veterans and their life.
Yes, absolutely.
And I believe you have one that you can read for us.
I do. Our first letter is from Terry. I'm a veteran. Making your 3-yard quilts was a game changer for me. It gave me the confidence I needed. I am a group leader for the Quilts of Valor, and I'm currently working on one of your quilt patterns for the Quilt of Valor quilts. My real job is working with veterans as well.
That is wonderful.
I love how their passion and their job overlap.
That's great. And Terry, we thank you so much for doing quilts for Quilts of Valor.
Yes.
I think it's great. Now, Jamie also sent us a story, and she writes, we have a strong military family. My dad, brothers, husband, and sons all served. Here are pictures of the 2 new Quilts of Valor quilts I've made so far. Now look at these quilts, Charity.
They are so powerful. They really have such a punch.
They really are. Jamie, these are beautiful. The first one with that panel is just amazing, and how you scattered those stars in there, just amazing. And then, of course, your second one also has that great panel with the flag and the star.
It's so gorgeous. I really love not only the panel, the traditional star, the half square triangles that we see, but also the words and the capturing of
the patriotism and the America the Beautiful. It's just amazing. Such creativity. Thank you so much, Jamie, for sharing with us.
Now that we've talked about seeing these beautiful quilts, I wanted to mention Quilts of Valor. It is a wonderful organization that works closely with providing veterans Quilts from Home.
They are a fabulous organization.
A great reminder of home.
Yes.
And if you'd like to check out more on this organization, there is a link down below. Please check them out.
And the kit information on this one is, the number is 8023369. It is called Forever Valiant, and once again, it is our Valor pattern from the Make It Patriotic book, and it's only available in that book. So we are suggesting an alternate pattern of porch rails.
The quilt we have here is called Celebrations. It is in our Make It Patriotic book as well. I love this quilt. I am a huge sucker for half square triangles. I think that it really adds a lot of visual interest. You have your primary fabric right there, but it also sprinkles it in throughout the quilt. I love this quilt. Let's get it on the table and dive a little deeper.
These fabrics are amazing, Charity. I love the movement in this fabric.
Yes, I'm a sucker for tie-dye. I love tie-dye.
Yeah.
And these colors are so saturated and so rich that I think it does really well in this pattern.
Oh, it's gonna look great in that square.
Yes! Okay, so this is our focus fabric. It is gonna look so awesome right here. It's really gonna stand out. It's gonna give us almost the same feelings as these fireworks, but it's really gonna pop because this pattern is much more of a statement. And seeing it here in our, I guess we could call it a dancing star?
Spinning star?
A spinning star?
You know, if you know the name of this block, let us know.
Please, in the comments. It's gonna look so great right here. And our number 2 fabric, I don't know if you guys can see this, but there are tons of tiny little stars. And it really picks up right here in our number 1 fabric. And it is gonna look so striking. It's really gonna make our focus block pop off this quilt. This fabric is so crisp and pretty and bright.
I love it.
And our number 3, also so much fun. There is a lot of visual texture in this fabric, and it complements the color that we chose for our number 1 as well.
I love how the variations of the reds are gonna pick up all of the reds in the focus.
Absolutely. I really love the richness of this number 3. It's gonna look so striking on our border, as well as complementing our number 1 in these stars. Dancing stars?
It is
half square triangles.
Spinning stars.
Spinning?
You know what this reminds me of? Do you remember when you were a kid at 4th of July?
Yes.
And they had those little round circle fireworks and you lit them and they went.
Yes, that's exactly. Okay, yes, exactly. Which you can see. Yes. Which you can kind of see some of the fireworks in this original fabric. But with this, we've got the spinning as well.
This is the fireworks spinning.
Yes! I really, really enjoy the way this came together. It's so visually striking with that dark, rich red. That red is so lovely.
Perfect for the border with this fabric. It is really, really
It
amazing.
is so fun. And that tie-dye, just the way it pops out of that focus square, oh, it's so much fun to look at.
So much movement, just love it. All right, so we're gonna kind of segue just a little bit here, and we are gonna share a little secret that you may not know, and that is that Charity and I are both married to Marines. Now, can't say former Marine because...
You know what they always say. Once a Marine, always a Marine.
So these are our husbands a few
Babies.
years ago.
Babies.
These are their boot camp pictures, and it is so much fun because we both pulled them out and said, "Look at these young men! Aren't they handsome?" So we do share that, and I know that being a Marine wife is. I know Mel was activated at one point when we were married, and there is something there. Being a wife of a service person that has been activated can be a little lonely at times.
Man,
and
it's heavy.
It's heavy. So we know that organizations like Quilts of Valor, or even if you just know someone, a neighbor, a family member, a friend, anyone, to give a quilt to the wife, that is often so much appreciated, or even the kids. I know it's really, really great.
It makes the family feel seen as well as the veteran.
Right, because there's so many ups and downs.
Absolutely,
So many ups and downs we're so proud of them, and we're so happy to hear from them when we do, but then when the moment we don't, we're kind of like, oh. So
having that warm quilt helps.
Yes.
It really does.
So, our sweet men.
Yes.
All right, let's get this kit information for everyone because I love this kit.
The quilt number is 8023370. It's called Brave and Bold. The pattern that we've shown you today is the Celebrations, and it comes from the Make It Patriotic book with like an alternative pattern. We recommend Friendship Star.
Now, this is the Heartland pattern, and as you can see, it's not in patriotic fabric, but just wait. We've got some great stuff for you. This is going to look great in patriotic fabric because once again, we have a nice focus block here that really is going to show off a wonderful patriotic fabric, and then a really interesting block as an alternate that's going to go together really, really fast, and it's going to accentuate that focus fabric. So let's get it on the table and check that out. And what I love about this, okay, this is called Heartland, that's the pattern, and look at this fabric that we have.
Is it a coincidence or was it planned? We will never know.
I love it because this has all of these fun hearts and the red, white, and blue hearts and these little houses. Great focus fabric. It's going to be perfect right here in the center of this as our focus fabric. Now, this is a directional and it's going to work perfect in this
It's going to make it so easy to transition, and you know, home is where the heart is.
That's right. Definitely.
Exactly.
That's right. And then also, this is going to go on the border, so it's going to look great. We're going to show you an image in just a sec. So our number 2 fabric is this great textural, and it has just a little speckle in it. It's going to go on the background of our blocks here. And then our number 3, once again, this fabulous red. I just love that red.
Look how rich it is.
It is. It almost looks like it has light coming through
Yes,
the background of this.
absolutely.
It's very cool. And that is going to be our stars here, our border here, which is really going to frame that number 1.
It's going to be so beautiful.
It really
is going to make this stand out so well.
It is so much fun. And I love this kind of sweet, homey fabric. I just think it's great.
It's so traditional, but at the same time, it's so adorable. I love the hearts.
And as you can see, the red really pops and frames the focus fabric so well.
Oh, it is so gorgeous in that image.
Darling.
I love it, the way it just came together.
It is so sweet. I just love it. So this is a great one. Now, we have some additional stories that we would like to share with you.
This letter was sent in by Jennie. My husband, a lieutenant colonel, retired, Rich Horton, he was a 20-year Air Force veteran. This included tours to Desert Shield, Desert Storm, and so many more. He never bragged about himself, but he was very much loved, is loved, and a respected, decorated leader. And Jennie wants you to know he is all hers.
I love that.
Hey, you know, you have to.
Wow, he sounds amazing, an amazing man. Jennie, thank you so much for sending in your story.
Yes.
Now, I have a story here from Anita, and Anita writes, my quilting inspiration is my great uncle. He was a technical sergeant plane mechanic in the Army in World War II. He earned a Purple Heart and went on to be a bachelor farmer who shot rattlesnakes through the head, oh my goodness, and found a mammoth skeleton in his cow pasture.
I love that.
Wow. He also sewed quilts for every new bride in his church and for great nieces like me.
Oh my goodness, that is so sweet.
Anita, that is amazing. I can see how he's your inspiration. I just think that is wonderful.
That is so, I love that.
What a diverse person.
I love it.
I love
Don't
it.
judge a book by its cover.
Absolutely, and quilting too, that is so great. All right, let's get everyone the kit information on this great kit. It is called Quilted Courage, and the number is 8023367. The name of the pattern that we used is Heartland, and that is available as an individual or also in the Pretty Darn Quick book.
Look at the next one we have for you guys. It is called Park Place. My eyes are first drawn to this external border around all these beautiful squares that just really make all these blocks step out, stand out, and this really thick border. It is so striking, and I cannot wait for you to see the fabrics that we have selected for you today. Let's put it on the table. This quilt, what we're gonna show you today might be a little different than what you're used to seeing because our number 1 fabric is gonna be our lightest fabric here. It's patriotic, a little bit different. It's not stars and stripes, but it has that beautiful, rich red, white, and blue through it. It has some other colors that really shine through when we combine it with our beautiful number 2 and our number 3. It works so well together, and it really makes everything just come off and come alive and look so great when you put it together. Let's look at our number 3. Our number 3 is going to go right here on our outer borders. It's going to be right next to our focal fabric, which again really complements with the dark colors and the light. It really brings it well together. And our number 2 is going to also border around our focal fabric and yet again make it stand out.
Oh, it's amazing. It is really going to be great, and I love this kind of traditional Americana look for a patriotic quilt.
Absolutely.
I think it's really cool.
It is kind of a new take on the patriotic look.
Yes.
It's so fun.
The red just really frames that focus fabric.
It really
so
does.
Well. And it looks so different than the one on the table.
Absolutely. That was my first thought. I was like, wait a second.
Is this right?
But it really, it's just so rich and it looks so, again, dare I say, cozy.
Yes, definitely homey. I agree with it.
It's so warm.
All right. So we have a couple of more stories that we would like to share with you. And the first one that we have is from Mary. And Mary writes, I am honored to tell you about my uncle who was killed in action on D-Day. Lieutenant William J. McGowan, age 23, had successfully completed 2 missions on June 6, 1944, when his plane took heavy fire from German soldiers. He was listed as missing in action, and his name was engraved into the wall of the missing soldiers in the American cemetery in Normandy. Decades later, his remains were identified, and he was buried in the American cemetery in Normandy, France. This was the second service ever in Normandy, France, for an American soldier listed on the wall of the missing.
That is so,
Mary.
That is so moving.
It really is. Mary,
Wow.
thank you for sharing that story with
you.
us. And it's such an honor to be able to share with everyone, and that his name was on that wall. I just am so touched.
I love that we got to share that with everyone today. The story that I have today is from Kim. Here in the UK, our service personnel are not regarded nearly as highly as they should be. I always find it heartwarming with the amount of respect you all show the veterans and the serving personnel these days. As a mom of a serving son, it is nice to see. My son has a quilt in his barracks I made for him early on and says it reminds him of home.
Aww.
I know. As a mother of a son, this is, yes.
We have that in common too.
Yes, absolutely. I would be doing the same. Thank you so much, Kim, for sending me your letter.
That is so sweet. So kit information
Oh my
on this
goodness,
great kit?
yes. This wonderful, beautiful kit is, the number is 8023368. And we have named it Strength and Unity. It comes from the Park Place pattern, and this pattern is found in Fast and Fun.
I want to thank everyone today for sending in the wonderful stories. We really, really appreciate you sharing them with us, and we know how important those veterans are to us.
Oh, and you know what? The best way for me is creating something that shows them how much we love and appreciate them. And this is not only such a great idea for veterans, but also for the veterans' families that are going through that separation of their loved one and the sacrifice that they go through as well.
Now, if you'd like to see more quilts that are perfect for veterans, be sure to click on the video that pops up on the screen.